as well, and let's admit some people as they come in. And we've got Marcel with the first bit of footage. He's going to kick us off. Understand, Marcel, this is a new track that you were going to go to. Just before we get into the specifics, I do want to just give everyone an overview of today's session because there's a lot to get through. Hopefully in the next hour or so, we want to cover Marcel's footage. Wian had some footage or some questions to go over. Theodore, he's got some footage from Race Hall. Julian over here just joining to participate. Then we had Jeremy, who, let's see if he can make it or not. Jacob, of course, has got some questions about a track he's going to be visiting soon. And then we're going to round it off with Shabte. Shabte, I believe, if this is going to be perfect, I believe we've got Shabte joining us as well. So we're just going to admit Shabte. What's up, Shabte? Welcome back to Track Help. Can you hear us? If you got a mic, be sure to...
Sorry, buddy. Yeah, I can just hear you.
What's up, Shabte?
I'm doing very good. How are you doing, Omar?
I'm very well, thank you. First time I'm hearing your voice. I know you've joined a few times before, but...
Yes, I couldn't speak. I'm sorry.
No worries at all. Actually, we're just going over the different submissions for today. I understand you've got a track. Where are you joining us from?
I'm from Israel.
Awesome. And do you drive indoors or outdoors?
I currently drive outdoor. I never tried indoor. It's a bit far from where I live, so I tried 2 tracks. So
is that in Jerusalem?
No, it's one is in Rishon and one is in Kfar Saba.
Excellent. I mean, the tracks there I'm not too familiar with, but I know there's there have been some drivers who started in karting and I think went from F4, F3, and F2 at one stage as well. Is that correct?
I'm not sure, to be honest, but they're not at the level that the tracks you guys have in the UK. Not close. Not the Go Kart, not the tracks. Nothing.
No, well, as long as you have some barriers, some karts, that's what counts.
Yeah.
Since it's your first time joining, what we're going to do is hopefully go through everyone's footage in order of submission.
Yeah, sure.
So just sit back whilst we start off with Marcel and progress through. Depending on who comes in and out, we'll come to you hopefully halfway or towards the end. Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem at all. Let's open up Marcel's V2 T50 now. Marcel, this is a road tax, is that
right? No, it's just, it should be a Sony RX 50, and they call it a V2 250, but the top speed is indeed 120. But this is the RT8. It was too wet.
Interesting.
It was way too wet for the VT.
Talk me through this track. This is a new track I see in the background.
This is the first time we're there. It's in the middle of that's me. Hi.
And that's your son, of course, who's recording.
Yes. Well, I'm passing him, so that's unique. It will happen once again, but yeah, it was really wet. And first time there, didn't know any lines, but we tried sort of the rain lines, but it was slipping and sliding all over the place. But also sometimes gripping on the inside, so it was really, really weird for us.
Yeah. I can hear the excitement in your voice because really this is a new track. And well, how was it compared to what you used to from ADF?
Yeah, Asia is our home track, and we drove more than 150 heats there. So it was really weird for us to drive left clockwise, counterclockwise. But yeah, we didn't know the track. We didn't know the people, and it was really weird to do.
To be fair, you did get the best weather as we have seen, but you know,
not really.
I think this time of year you'll be lucky to get anything drier than this, right?
Oh yes, absolutely. Well, we went back on Saturday. This is footage from Tuesday. And then the track was frozen. So that was really, really bad.
So basically, these are relatively new model of karts. How was this compared to the ones you normally drive?
They're quite fast. They're really picky on. Oh yeah, he's going off. That's true.
Slip and slide. We love a bit of slip and slide. If your son's not spinning out, he's not pushing hard enough. So that's that's how I view this.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were saying about the karts.
Yeah, they're quite a bit faster than the Ace carts, which are SRs. I don't know if it's the 9 or the 11 horsepower at Ace. Probably this is the 11 because it's really a bit faster, and that's good.
Yeah.
Regarding my weight, of course.
When you said
only the. Sorry.
No, sorry, because you were saying it was 250. Now I know this is is this RX 250 they advertised it as?
No.
Okay.
I made a new comment. This is the RT8.
Got that. Because the RX 250 is in my experience, they were the Rotax ones.
Yeah, they have the
two-stroke
how
engine.
do you call it? Yeah, but also the where the air comes in. How do you call it in English? I'm looking for the English word. The air filter outside.
Radiator.
Yeah, something like that. But it was way too wet to start with a way too powerful kart. We never driven a powerful kart, so
I'm glad though that they've got that option. Of course, you want to stage yourself in new track, wet conditions. Yeah, don't jump into those quick ones, otherwise your confidence can be affected. But I think at a future stage, wow, definitely try that out.
yeah.
I think you'll enjoy it, especially on a dry day where you can get the maximum out of those. I think it's like 20 or 25 horsepower. The engine, so it's a lot faster than this, and that pickup you get, let's say down this kind of straight, is definitely going to be.
Yeah, and we must be careful with the braking points and things like that because we don't know how fast that thing is going. So we have
How did you tackle this track then? What was your thinking behind it? I mean, it's a new track. Do you go slowly at the beginning and then build your?
Yeah, a bit slow. I don't know. Oh, that's me again.
Yeah.
Hi. If you know Richard Verschoor, yeah, I hit the barrier there to avoid the collision. Richard Verschoor is a Formula 2 driver. He is doing the hot lap explanation in a video, so that's cool.
Oh, perfect! You got a very good reference then.
Oh yes.
And
yes.
I assume it's in Dutch as well.
Yes, it is in Dutch, but he's only taking late apexes on every corner.
Amazing. Well, that's and that's in these karts, yeah, the RT8s.
Yeah, the RT8s, yes.
Interesting.
You can do a 1 hour race. You can do a 2 hour race with those.
Wow.
Really, really cool.
So they're very, flexible, and they've got good options actually as well. You can say.
And they're not that expensive. They're comparable with Ace. Of course, the RX is double the price, but
yeah.
Maintenance is a hell for them. So
yeah.
Financially,
they'll just double the session fee.
Of course.
That's the thing. No, this is a good way. It's still RT8 is one of the fastest 4-stroke karts. You find that the chassis is slightly bigger and perhaps even stronger than others. It basically impacts the weight. Heavier chassis, especially in wet conditions, it can be a handful to drive, but then once you get the kart, planted and things like that, it can become easy to drive. Overall, though, from the first laps that I've seen of your son drive, he's handling it quite well, and he's experimenting different lines, sometimes wide, sometimes in the middle. Smooth though, nonetheless.
Yeah, he told me he saw some guys doing the inside, and that's not logic in rainline philosophy. I just tried all lines for this sake. So It was really. The only negative thing is the brakes. They're not responding at all until you're over pressing it, and then you will flick your backside around. That's really hard to manage your braking here.
It's very interesting you mentioned about the types of lines that you want to take in the wet. Now, normally, this rubbered in line, the dry line, where you take the shortest path possible and all. Once the standing water comes onto it, there's obviously lots of oil, and they will basically be spread out onto the track once there's more and more water. So that line becomes more and more difficult to drive on, and there's less grip. I think this is a great example of how the tires, struggle to grip. For example, full lock, 180 degrees nearly, and the kart's just understeering away from the apex of the corner. So in the wet conditions, especially if it's persistent rain like this. I mean, during the session it was raining, right? That's what I can tell from the camera.
drizzle. It is
It's
drizzling.
a drizzle, yeah. So it's not really it's not drying up basically. When that happens, there tends to be a consistent line which will be favored towards the outer part of the track where there will be more grip. The idea is once the drizzling stops, and then obviously more karts are doing more laps, and then hopefully, the sun starts coming out, that's when you can revert closer and closer back to the dry line. And eventually, the more karts there are, and of course the rain stays off for a while, the dry line will form pretty quickly. However, what you want to do each time, so as soon as you get out on a wet session, stick with the general line. More grip is going to be towards the outside, but then lap by lap, corner by corner, try to deviate closer to the dry line. So you want to maybe take the turn in or attempt to take an apex slightly tighter and see how the kart reacts. For example, over here, again, 180 degrees of steering angle. The kart's giving you no grip, no response. You're just understeering towards the outside. So there's no grip on the inside. Fastest option, stay wide. As I said, lap by lap, start to try things out. Try to take the tighter line and revert back to that dry line. And it's really about feeling the track conditions in the rain, because you don't necessarily have to be the fastest driver across the one lap. It's about who can keep the kart on the track, number one, and then just find those pockets of grip. And sometimes it'll be some really weird either braking technique or even line you take in a corner that can gain you half a second, 1 second, and you'll see that if you're a spectator in a dry session, a wet session, which is generally clearing up with water, then you'll see lap times go from like 1 minute 20 to suddenly 1 minute 19, and then 1 minute 17. And that's just because the drivers are finding more and more grip. So it's really about keeping the kart on track and then slowly building your confidence. Are you getting used to driving in the rain now, Marcel?
No. I really don't like it, but it is what it is. I have one question though. He tried to rotate with the gas, so pumping his gas, and he said it felt like it helped, because the brakes were not reliable enough, because it was or too soft or too hard. It was a very narrow margin where it was correct, but that's really hard to do. But he was pumping his gas, and he said it gripped the front tires a bit more.
Very interesting.
Is that normal, or is that just a wrong feeling?
No, kart to kart, you're going to have that. And what he's probably feeling, there's no consistency with the brake pedal in this car. So what you want to do is then, use the throttle. And what that does, giving it bursts of gas, will, give it some wheel spin and also some movement on the rear. And then it's your responsibility then to control that which he's doing quite well. Again, it's useful to add some leaning. I don't know if he was leaning in any of the corners.
Oh man, I did it once,
Okay,
and I oversteered immediately.
there you go. In the wet, leaning is like 2 times, 5 times as if compared to the dry. It's crazy. Your weight distribution will give you rotation.
Yes.
That much. So
The fun part was we were the 2 fastest. He was, of course, a little bit faster than me because he's more talented. But really, all the experience and your help and the help of Jacob, for example, it's making us better and better every week. That's really cool to see.
oh no, that's awesome, and I'm so happy to see the progression as well. If I look at your driving from when was it in? I think it was
May?
March or was it May?
I
you
think
joined.
May. Yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't. I'm not really sure, but that's not really important.
The progression over this year has been amazing, and it's good you're trying new tracks now, because what will happen is you get bored of your own track and you do the same thing every week. Now it's like a new challenge, and now the weather conditions are adding things into it. Hopefully when it becomes dry, you can try these karts RT8 in the dry, and then hopefully the faster ones as well.
Yeah, we hope to opt in for a 1-hour race in the future. That's our
Endurance,
dream.
Ironman.
No, just the 1 hour there on that track that I showed you.
Well,
let's begin. I'm 56. I'm not really motivated to do really racing.
I think what we need to do in a future session is hopefully go through this track and also that track guide you were saying that is on YouTube from one of the drivers at some point. So that will hopefully help you prepare for the future sessions. Because I understand you're going to be at this track for a while now, right? At least for
at least until February.
Oh, plenty of time. Yeah, plenty of time. Marcel, was there anything else before we move on to the next driver?
No, nothing. Thank you very much.
No worries at all. Thank you so much for joining, Marcel. You can stay on the live view or the live chat. What's up, Vian? Welcome back. You were eager to join the session. I'm so happy you made it. I want to confirm one thing though. Are you Anatic on YouTube on the chat?
Yes.
Okay. Because I was like, is there someone else who's going to be late? No worries. What we're going to do is have an overview once again of the different submissions from today. Vian, I just want to understand from your video that you put, is it only off-board footage, or is there any chance of on-board footage?
No, I couldn't get on-board footage, only off-board. Sorry.
Okay. What was your specific query about this track? Do you have some questions about it?
No, because it's basically just 1 to 3 hairpins and just straight, basically.
Perfect. We're going to get to that. As I said, we're going to be covering everything in first submission, first review order. We've completed Marcel. We're going to move on to Theodore. Just before that, we had, let me just get the name up over here. Raul, what's up, Raul? Welcome to Track Help.
Hello.
Raul, is it your first time joining or you joined before?
Yes, it is my first time. I booked many times, but I never made it.
Excellent, excellent. I've seen the name before. That's why. Have you have you submitted any footage on this tab over here on the Academy?
Yes, I did. I submitted 2 videos because those are 2 different tires and 2 different driving styles.
I just want to
the last ones, probably.
Right. Let me go slowly over here because I can't seem to see your.
No worries. Oh,
you put it on the latest one, right? The pin comment.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me refresh.
Should be there.
Yeah, there we go. Okay,
Yes.
you just submit that. Cool. You got 2 bits of footage. Which track is this?
It's called Christel Village near Aprilia in Rome.
In Italy. Wow.
Yes, it is.
What I explained to VN as well, we're going to hopefully go through everyone's submissions in first submit, first review order. So what we'll do, let's get through Theodore. We're going to go through some questions that VN had. We're going to go to Jacob after that, and then to Shabte, and then we'll round off with you hopefully. All right?
Okay, no worries.
Just hang in there.
Yes.
Shabte, you got a question? You got your hand up?
Yeah, sorry.
Go for it.
I was wondering if there is any chance that I can go before the others because I'm limited on time. Is
Yep.
there any chance for that, or is
Well,
I mean,
let's
if it's
yeah.
if it's okay by the others, by Theodore and the others?
Theodore, shall we go to Shabte first, then come to you?
I have plenty of time, so he can go first.
Thanks.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Let's go over to Shabte's footage. Why not?
Can I
Shabte,
upload the new one, a longer one? I wasn't sure because it's my first time. I
go for it. Go for it. Yeah,
wasn't sure if I can upload a longer one. I don't think I'm gonna be able to. It's just telling me it's gonna take a long time, so just
In the
gonna go for the
meantime,
shorter
let's
ones.
take a look at. Wow, it reminds me of Jacob's track. Jacob, what do you think? Is this similar to the one you race at in terms of the tightness and the layout?
Yeah, it looks similar.
Similar. I think there's also a main road, right, on the left side somewhere. Shabte.
Yeah, it's very close to a main road.
So Jacob's track in Czech Republic is very similar to this, and they do competitive league races there, which is amazing.
Oh wow!
It just proves you just need a bit of land, some karts, and you race.
You can see the karts are, they're very bad. I mean, I'm not even sure if they're considered to be good karts.
You know what I think? I think they're trying to protect these karts with the amount
they
of.
do. They're trying to protect them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of birthdays and a lot of events that they're doing in this track. So they're trying to put this big tampon in the front. As you can see, it's making the cart like all the weight is in the front.
Definitely. Well,
so yeah.
This is a very, very interesting type of car. The first time I've seen it. I think at the back as well, they've got a similar bumper, not as big, but as you said, it will affect sort of weight distribution wise. Do you have the exact spelling of the track? Because I just want to look at an overhead shot. So
yeah, I can actually put a picture of it if you want to, like a.
It's on Google Maps, right? If I just search the name.
Where should I put it? Should I put it on the chat?
Yeah, put it on the chat over here. That'll be easy. I can just copy paste it.
Wait, let me see. Karting place. Let's see. Where is it? Let me write it here. Karting place. I can also try and upload a picture maybe to the track help chat.
Go for that as well if you can. We got a nice shot over here. So how regularly do you go to this place? It's your local track, I assume.
Yeah, I go every week. There's a weekly practice on Sundays. That's why I couldn't join, because the practice is between 6 to 7:30 in the evening my time, and the track help starts at 8 p.m. my time. So until I'm getting home and I need to take a shower. So, and on Saturdays it's a bit early. I mean, I can try and join. It's a bit early. I mean, for you it's also very early. So let me see.
I live in Qatar, the Middle East, so it's plus 3 hours from GMT.
Oh, okay. So you're not in the UK. I thought you're in the UK.
No. I race in Qatar. I represent.
I just uploaded the picture of the track, like a
perfect. Let me
picture
just see
from above.
Let's see if that's going to be any clearer. Oh, that's much clearer. Look at that.
Yeah, but it's a small one. It's a very small one. So I'm not sure.
It gives it a bit of character.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, this is awesome. Just to understand then, is it clockwise or?
Yeah. So we start at the pit. Okay, do you see where the pit is?
Somewhere here?
No. The pit is.
Oh,
You
down
see
here.
where
maybe?
the white with the no, a
Sorry.
little bit higher than that. Yeah, that's the pit. So we
Got it.
start a little bit beneath that. So we get in a straight line. Yeah, that's how we start, and then we go left-hander, and then we have the S and to the
Amazing.
straight, and yeah. So that's how we go to the
Straight.
track. We have this big turn, the parabola turn we call it, and then the hairpin.
Nice.
We have the white hairpin and then the tighter hairpin. So yeah,
How many meters is it? Is it like 200
I
or 300
think
meters?
it's like 300.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure, to be honest.
So what lap times are you getting and the average there?
My best lap time is 25:68.
Nice.
The track record is 24:95
Okay. So
by one of the instructors.
not far off. That's what I'd say.
Yeah.
And
I improved
yeah.
my lap time from the course. I took the course like 3.5 months ago.
Awesome.
And I improved my lap time by like almost 2 seconds.
Yeah. There you go. You see, just being with the regular drivers there, especially if it's instructors, they're gonna assess your driving, give you pointers on where to improve, and then you can bring that timing down. I think what you need to understand about the outdoor track is very specific to the track conditions, and then of course the karts. I'm sure there's like 1 or 2 really good karts, and then
some of them are better, some of them are a bit less. I mean, depends on the how do you say, the wheels?
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, the tires itself, the engine condition, maybe, you know, different factors. Which corners are you doing well at? Which corners are you still trying to improve on this?
I'm to be honest, the 2 hairpins, I'm a bit struggling on the hairpins.
This one?
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, like all corners, all the how do you say in English? I mean, all corners, yeah. Every time that you're spinning a wheel, probably is gonna reflect about the next one, the next corner, right?
Yeah.
So it's starting from the straight, coming down to the parabola, and then when to brake, when to get back on the gas, and
And honestly, those are common things you're going to face, especially when you're trying to master a track. Just going back to your footage over here, then was this recorded recently, or of you driving?
Yeah, that's just like in the beginning of the month. I have others that are from last Sunday or 2 weeks ago, and you can see in the powder hairpin. Every time I'm struggling with that hairpin because I feel the cart is like jumping.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm not sure if it's because I'm speeding too much. Maybe it's the angle of the wheel. The instructors told me like to try and come in not in a straight line, not to straighten the cart, like to come in a how do you say? Not in a straight line, like to the side, like to put the cart to the side, so I can take all the force of the cart, and not to put it in this, because they're telling me to go through the 2 middle lines.
Okay, right. Let's get right to that, because that's some key points you made there in terms of the track itself, and then maybe some reference points. Just to confirm, it's the corner coming up, so it's this hairpin over here.
Yeah, this hairpin. Yeah.
And you're talking about this line over here, for example.
Yeah, like where exactly should I be positioning the cart?
Yep. For this kind of hairpin, it's always important to see how much room on exit you have, and it's a fair straight you have. Let's try and find a better clip. Maybe over here on the first couple of minutes. As you come out of the right-hander, the footage over here is slightly skewed because you've got somebody in front, and then is going to change lap by lap. Couple of ways to take this. Is there currently any braking or lifting you're doing for this corner?
Sometimes I'm doing that flat out. Sometimes I'm trying to lift my leg from the gas.
Yep.
In the beginning, I used to brake because I didn't have the confidence that I have today, and it also depends on the cart. If it's a very fast one, then I might brake a little bit. I'm also trying to learn how to to coordinate between braking, lifting slowly the my leg from the my heel. I mean, from the brake pedal, and then turning slowly the wheel, and then going back slowly to the gas pedal. That's what the instructors told me. I mean, they're teaching us to do trail braking, but you're teaching in your videos in 4-stroke karts threshold braking. So
yep, it really depends on how much speed you're carrying into the corner, number one, and yeah, generally less speed you carry on entry, you don't want to spend too much time on the brake pedal. If you're coming off the back of a long straight, right, and you're carrying lots of speed, then you probably want to resort to trail braking, where you're on the brake longer and deeper into the corner. For a turn like this, for example, as you said, on the ideal line, if there's let's ignore the driver in front, pretend they're not here. Wider entry means it's going to be easier to turn. That doesn't necessarily mean it's completely flat out and then you're able to go without lifting or anything like that. It simply depends on the grip. So if you do go flat out, do you find yourself sliding mid corner, or like the engine revs, are they staying relatively high? What's your experience of going flat?
Yeah, they're if I'm not gonna press on the brake, the revs are gonna be relatively high. Whether if I'm gonna lift the leg from the gas pedal, but if I'm gonna hit the brake or on the second hairpin, which is a bit tighter, I need to brake a little bit harder, or I just need to brake earlier. I have a reference, but it's very hard. Like, I know it's only a 4-stroke kart. I have no idea how they do it in a 2-stroke or Formula 1 or Formula 4. In those speeds, like, they have references and they need to be super fast. But I'm like, I don't know. I'm still don't have the that speed to see what I need to see and to act. Like, I know it needs to be subconscious, but
honestly, the way I tackle this corner is really based on the previous turn, the right hand. So because you're coming off the back of a long straight, I guess you apply some brakes over here, and then you're accelerating out the corner. So after you come off the brakes and you're back on the gas, between this point, the exit of, is this which corner is this? The last corner on the track, or
that's the that's after the straight. You have that long straight, and then you end up in the parabola.
Would you say this is?
That's the one.
I'm just trying to figure out corner numbers. The first corner you're saying is this, that's turn 1.
Yeah, that's not like really a corner. That's like just you're coming straight, so it's like a mini corner, and then you have the S before the straight. So you have the S, and then you have the straight, the first corner, the first hairpin, and then the second hairpin.
Let's call this the parabola. As you come out of the parabola, coming into the first hairpin, you're still building up your speed. So it's important you keep the momentum high. It's a sharp corner. What I would recommend over here is the entry is good, a good use of track width. You don't want to go too wide over here.
Too far, not to waste meters.
Don't waste meters, exactly. If there's somebody, for example, racing over here, they just go up your inside and pass you. On a qualifying lap for best lap, I guess this yellow line is a good reference. Sharp turning does help with reducing a bit of speed. So if you don't want to necessarily brake or lift too much, an initial sharp turn-in can cause the kart to scrub a little bit of speed, but also it'll cause a mini slide. Now it's important you control that slide so you're not counter steering with your hands too much. You're sort of bringing the steering wheel from an aggressive turn to the left and slowly bringing it back to the middle, maybe a few degrees counter steer to the right.
Yeah, I was actually trying the slip angle.
Yes, slip angle. That's it.
With these karts with the big camber on the front, it's a bit hard because all the weight is in the front.
Exactly.
So there's nothing in the back that's holding you back. So, but one of the other kids over there, he's racing for a longer time than me. He told me that he's also watching your videos on YouTube.
Nice.
So he told me he's able to do the slip angle. I was actually trying that myself, and I was able to do this in this track and in another track, but not always. Like, sometimes I'm still jumping with the kart. Probably still don't know how to do it.
It could be a sign of just too much speed.
Yeah.
What you do want to do as you initiate the sharp turning, also lean your body. Are you leaning at all?
I always lean my body, but I'm
Great.
feeling that sometimes the fact that I'm leaning my body makes me sometimes to get some understeer. I mean, I'm not weighting too much. I mean, I'm weighting like 74, 75 kilos.
Okay.
But I'm 188, 190, so I'm a bit tall.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yeah, it could also be the kart related. Kart to kart, they'll handle differently. I'd continue the leading though. Try to add in sharp turning, and the idea is you're in any corner to achieve that the right amount of slip angle. Initially, you're trying to force the kart to go into a mini slide. So there's a moment where you're aggressive, and then it's almost about catching the kart. So there's a moment where it's going to fall away from you. You feel like, oh, I'm a bit out of control. That's where you have to, add a bit more leaning, and then of course, we call it finesse, where you're using your hands precisely to correct the kart.
Oh, that's the hardest thing.
But practice, laps. If you can mentally, run that through your mind, then it'll come through practice. Generally, as we said, the line on entry is good. Flick the kart in aggressively to the left. More importantly, keep your revs high through this corner. Try to target, the latter part. I'd say a late apex over here.
Yeah, late apex. Yeah.
Just so you can then take the shortest path.
I always have to. Yeah, exactly. I always have
here.
to aim for the late apex so I can be right across the right side, like to be as close as I can to the right side, so I can come in a straight line to this one, and then I take the second hairpin. This hairpin is the hardest one because it's a tighter one, carrying maybe even a bigger speed into it.
Yep.
So I'm almost always jumping unless I come like very slow to that hairpin.
And I assume on exit coming through this left hand, it's flat out, right?
Yeah, flat out.
Perfect.
Just turning a little bit the steering wheel to have a bit of an angle. That's what the instructor told us.
Yep.
I like to. This is the way to take this mini corner in a flat out.
Absolutely. What we're trying to target at this corner then, and we'll bring up your track map, is really how fast can you be coming out in this corner. So it's not necessarily about coming in as quick as possible. No, let's see how fast we can exit. So that might require you to add in a slightly early bit of braking, maybe a wide entry. I thought on this lap, this example we're watching, you did a really good effort in terms of on the line. So what you're doing is entering from the left-hand side, widening up the corner entry. If you notice, there's a quite early tap of the brakes.
Yeah.
Let's see how much rotation you get. It's turn, brake, sharp turn, and then I guess you're feeding the gas just at the apex over here.
Trying to, maybe I'm feeding the gas too fast and too much. That's maybe
possibly on this run. This looks smooth. Also, you got a driver in front of you, so there's it's skewed a little. Line looks good. I guess what you want to target is a late apex. And
there's a podium over there, so they're telling us to aim for the between the 3 and the 1.
Let's take a look at this. Oh, beautiful! Look at that. So you have the 3, and then the 1 is over here. Yeah, mid to late, you can say.
Yeah,
or is it over here? You're saying?
Yeah, it's actually
I'm getting confused.
Exactly over there. That's the one.
This is basically the spot you want to try to, and that's great references. What that will do is then help you take the shortest path to the next corner. That's very, very important. As you accelerate out, keep that speed high, and don't waste the meters on exit.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to do so many times. But they're telling us to aim for there are 4 strips over there. So they told me to aim for the middle 2.
Yep, these 2 over here.
Yeah, so, and then I need to come in a straight line, but not to be too much to the left.
Yep.
Because if I'm going to be too much to the left, then I'm going to have to turn the steering wheel too much, and then I might have understeer in this
left-hand corner. Yeah. Absolutely. You want to keep a bit of space in preparation for this corner. If you hug it too close, you're going to have to turn the steering wheel more. You might understeer a bit more. So I think the exit is fine. Few things you could try, in this corner. If you still find you're shaking too much, I mean, when do you feel the shaking? Under braking or when you put the acceleration?
Really on the on the apex and a bit after the apex when I'm trying to straighten the kart. So maybe I'm trying to straighten the car too much. They told me, like one of the instructors told me, don't try to straighten the car too much. Be a little bit with the angle, so you're gonna have all the force not gonna be against you.
Yeah, that's it. So just smoothen things out and be progressive with that throttle application. What you want to do is give it some gas, but then just wait for it to grip, wait for the car to stabilize, and then you can put your foot all the way down.
It's so hard to coordinate between those so many things at the same time. That's like the hardest thing for me, like how much to lift the
what you want to do is you got the technical details. Okay, I want to brake here, I want to aim for apex over here, turn here. That's good. Now you want to start driving more on feeling, and kart to kart they'll handle differently.
Yeah.
So do what you think is best. You drive on instinct is what I'm trying to say. So when you feel that you're sliding too much, all right, I know I'm too quick on the gas, or maybe there's less grip in this car. When you can be a bit more patient and a bit more progressive with the acceleration, you can then smoothen things out and hopefully benefit from that smoother driving. So drive on instinct now, and keep those technical points the same. Yep, you generally what I can tell is good with the braking, good with your lines. Just be you find the differences between kart to kart. That's the main thing that you can try.
Okay, that sounds good. Also, I just wanted to ask you,
for sure,
on your ebook, I read that you're basically saying to hold the steering wheel in 2 and 8 or 9 and 3, right?
Yep.
But our instructors told us to hold it at like which one should I say? 7 and 4.
Let me bring up an example real quick so we can just see 7 and 4. Okay. Any particular reason?
They told us that it's much easier to control the kart and the steering wheel if you're holding it like lower, if your hands are lower.
Yep.
So you don't need to have like two big movements. Like I actually saw Ayrton Senna, may rest in peace, when I saw the documentary about him on Netflix. So I saw when he was racing go-kart, he was actually holding his hands right at the top of the steering wheel. So I'm trying to understand like why.
It really comes down to preference, right? What you're comfortable with. So these are good examples. The list, this is almost
that's where I'm holding my hands.
And then this is slightly higher up. So believe it or not, you'll probably tell from the photos. This is taken at you can say 2023 onwards. And this was 2022 and before, right? So over time, I tried different techniques and how it would affect the handling of my kart. What I found holding it low down, I'd get a lot of oversteer, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Having more oversteer means more rotation. The kart turns easier, but you've got to be able to control that. Having it slightly higher up, either at 9.2 or 9.3 or 10.2, I'm able to do the push-pull technique easier. So what we're trying to do over here is actually push our weight against the steering wheel, under braking and under turning. If it's a left-hand corner I'm taking, which is the picture in this shot, it's the right hand which is doing all of the work. And the left hand over here is just, there for guidance. Really, the right hand is, imagine that to be drawing a line towards your apex. You're pushing it away from you. And that's what a lot of top-level drivers in Europe do. If you notice in Belgium and places, that's where I picked it up. These guys are holding up here, but it's very minimal steering inputs, but they're doing a lot of the push-pull. Whereas down here, it may feel comfortable. You're putting more steering input in, and you get a bit more oversteer. So there's quick drivers who do this. There's quick drivers who do this. At the end of the day, don't limit yourself to, this guy said do this, or KTips said do this. What do you prefer, and what are you fast in? Because once you try them, all three positions out, you'll be like, actually, I prefer this, and I'm quick like this.
Okay, I'll try the 9.3 and I always thought that 9.3 is the most common one to use.
Yeah.
But the 10.2, I believe that it has a reason, like what you said, the pushback.
Yeah.
Another reason, what they told us, what you just told us, that when you're holding at 9.3 or 2.10, the right hand is actually guiding you through the apex. So they actually told us when we were holding at 7.4 or at 8.4, I'm sorry, they told us that in every corner the inner handle, their inner hand, should be the one that is doing most of the pulling, like 70% of the pulling, and the outer hand should be giving a little bit of help, like another 20-30%. Because if you're gonna use like the outer hand, you don't have enough control on how much force you're putting into the cornering. So
and driver to driver, they're going to feel better with one or the other, whether it's more pulling or more pushing. So and it depends on the track layout. That's very, very much a factor. Play with what you feel comfortable with, and then just stick with that, so you can perfect it over time.
Yeah, I will. I'll try to just keep it up, and I also planning on buying a go kart suit with gloves and shoes and a sparkle, and just taking it step by step.
So you're getting well into it now.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
Slowly.
Thank
you very much, Omar.
Before we move on to the next driver,
sorry?
Anything else you wanted to cover before we go on to the next driver?
No. Thank you very much for this.
No problem at all. It's
Thank you. See you next time.
Have you on. Take care, Shabtek.
Take care, my friend. Thank you.
Follow on the live stream. What we're going to do is take a quick break for some comments. We had Marcel saying he loves slip angle. It helps me a lot to go faster regarding to lap time. We all love a bit of slip angle. What we're going to do before we go on to the next driver, let's just address a few Instagram comments. We had Zachary. What's up, Zachary? You had Joss. What's up, Joss? And what's up, Ashwin, as well. A lot of people are asking, how can we join this live discussion track help, which we do every week? Let me just go ahead and share the KTips website. What you do is simply join the free KTips Academy. It's free to join. Every Saturday morning, Sunday evening, we do these discussions. Now, you can submit some footage of your own, just like Shabte did, just like Marcel did. Or you can, if you have any questions to ask myself, there's other experienced drivers over here, can answer them. And ultimately, just be part of a global community. As you saw, we've got people from all over the world joining, all different tracks. And if you're enthusiastic about karting, this is the place to be. Additionally, on the KTips website, you got to check out the free ebook. Yeah, there's a free download over here. It's an 87-page ebook, covers A to Z, all the fundamentals about rental karting. If you do enjoy the ebook, consider buying the hardcover gift edition. And a lot of people are asking as well for more support. What can I do beyond watching the videos? Well, Level 1 Go-Kart training program. This is something I've been teaching in real life for the past 5 years now, and I've made it available for you online. So this is the fundamentals of karting. This is what you're going to learn across 4 weeks. Level 1 training program is a hybrid program. So you're going to be learning a new skill every week. You then apply those objectives and skills you learn on track. And at the end of each week, you're going to have a one-on-one coaching session with me so we can review your progress and plan ahead for the next week. Crucially, though, within 4 weeks, you would have got your fastest lap at that track, and you would have got the foundations, which is what you need in karting, right? Additionally, those, on the other hand, those who just need help for a race, perhaps you don't want to come on to track help, you want something more specialized, something where you can obviously prepare for your race, have any questions as well, learn some new techniques, book a private coaching session with me. We'll do an hour of that. And then consider, repping some merch from the website over here. There's also a whole video library section you can check out on the website. So plenty of things to check out, from free to paid options for you guys. Vian, you got your hand up? You got a question?
Sorry, I forgot I have it up.
No worries at all. Let's go ahead to our track help pinned comment for this week. So we've ticked off Shapte, we've ticked off Marcel. Theodore, are you still there?
Yes.
Let's go for it, Theodore. I'm going to be opening up your footage, and I believe it is from Race Hall again. So why don't we introduce Hassan as well? What's up, Hassan? Welcome back to Track Help. Can you hear us? I think you're muted.
Yeah, what you said again?
Nice.
Welcome back to Track Help, just in time. Are you there?
I think his mic is not working well. Oh,
Right. Yeah, thank you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Internet is really terrible at the moment.
No worries. I'm glad you've joined just in time for a bit of race hall footage. Theodore, have you met Hassan now in real life at the track?
Yeah, we met like a week ago. I have also very exciting news. I set a new personal record, better than the one in this video, because
No way, that's amazing.
The past two sessions, I have forgot my camera, and the other one I forgot to charge it. So
and that always happens, huh? on the fastest laps. It happens to me so much. The best footage is never.
The new best is a 1:16.9.
Wow, 4/10 faster than what we're gonna see over here, yeah?
Yes, and I was moved up to Junior 2, which I'm very proud of.
Superb. No, you should be. You should be very, very proud of that. And as I said, with continued practice, with a few objectives in mind of what you want to try and improve on your line, you're going to get there. And this is only the beginning now. I think once you do more and more experience with obviously these, is it the race academy that you're part of then? Yeah. Once you start doing those, then the level of competitiveness definitely increases. So this is obviously last week, but talk me through this fastest lap. What were the biggest differences? Because I remember we discussed, me, you, Hassan, right? A few weeks back.
Yeah, the lines really helped, and also I was battling with P2 basically the entire race, so it's only this fastest lap where I got a chance to set a good time.
Yep. It's a long lap at Race Hall. Every time I see it, I'm like, this is the longest indoor track that I've seen. Overall, look at how much smoother you've become. And
I can definitely see improvement.
Yeah, if you notice, his hand position is very, very, very smooth.
Yeah, and I actually changed my hand position in the past two sessions because my coach suggested that I move them up a bit, because it helps with the push-pull technique.
Definitely.
I do that now.
And was that when you got the 16.9?
But also I think that helped with the 69 was one of the coaches who was standing in the middle of the track. Saw that I was still sliding enough to lose the momentum, which helped me cut that 4/10 off.
Amazing. And there you go. It's those key, bits of feedback in the moment that you get. I think you're gonna get excited now, or you're too busy battling.
Yeah.
I don't think. Did you realize you got the fastest lap?
No, I don't. Okay. I don't think so.
Yeah, because I remember last time you're really excited, because you should be when you hook up that lap. Again, it's such a long lap that you're not sure, is this going to be good? And there's so many corners where it goes slightly off and messes up the whole lap. So it's rewarding is what I'm trying to say.
today I also got very excited because I saw my new time. So
yeah,
pretty much the same reaction.
we missed that authentic reaction, huh?
Yeah.
No, I think the main thing now is to be consistent with low 17s or even into the 16s. Did you feel that the kart then made a difference?
I think this race it felt fine. The next race it jumped a lot, and the race from today it also felt fine.
It's a new kart every session, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How well maintained are the karts there, guys?
Should Theodore go first or
I
don't really know how well.
Okay, so basically, I'm trying to kind of make a document of which cards are good and bad, because I know a lot of cards and I've tested a lot of cards. A bunch of them are decent. They are pretty consistent, most of them. But then there's just that group of cards that are just terrible. But one thing I do know is that one of the coaches, which is called, his name is Victor, and he actually he tests the cards a lot because he also works there. So he basically gives input to the mechanics to say what to improve.
Well, that's so important. Yeah, when you have an experienced driver giving feedback, because he can feel the differences, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Jacob, you got something to add? No worries. I think you're muted. So basically, okay, go over here.
I just checked Instagram and it seems like the stream shut off.
Yeah, I had to end it because my bandwidth is very low there. It was lagging too much. So just let me know if the YouTube stream is lagging, guys, at all. From my side, it looks smooth. We've got a good number of guys watching as well. Just let me know. But I'm sorry, guys, for Instagram for today, we're not going to be able to continue. Otherwise, it's just too laggy. So karts are well maintained, and that's very important because the level of karting you guys do there, from academy to all these races, you need to be at a good standard.
But I do feel like there is big differences in a lot of karts. Some karts, the brakes are really hard, really stiff, and then some of them you have 2 centimeters of braking you can use.
Yeah. And the thing is, Theodore, now you're doing more and more sessions. Try to keep a track of that. I mean, note down the kart number each time, and it'll be very valuable because you can just make a note of basic things. Was there more understeer or oversteer in this car? Was there a bias to one side? Was it easier to turn right or easier to turn left? How was the tire grip? Was this kart sliding too much, or was it sticking to the track? How was the top speed on it? Did it feel like it had good top speed, or was it bogging down on the exit of the corners? All these different things, try and note it down after every practice session. So then when you have a competition coming up and you draw kart 21 or whatever, because you have that data from practice, you can just refresh yourself. Okay, this kart has good top speed, but it understeers in right-hand corners. You can just mentally prepare for that. And then if it understeers in right-hand corners, okay, I need to turn a bit early in right-hand corners, or I need to turn sharper. Maybe put my seat forward. You're prepared better, rather than you go into the race and then it's like, okay, in the first 3 laps, now I understand my kart, and then you're trying to figure out new things. So you should be very, very happy with your progress. And I think what I can tell from Hassan's feedback, from your feedback, you got good support there from obviously the coaches, and it really helps with improving your driving. I mean, what's your feedback so far of the coaches there,
They're very good. They teach me a lot of stuff, and when I ask any question, they always have an answer. So that's very good.
And long may it continue like that, hopefully. Were there any questions or anything else you wanted to cover?
I'm not really sure. Mostly if there's anywhere I can still improve. And also I did feel today in turn 3 that either I would when I try to brake for a short period of time like I usually do, I would either spin out or I had to brake again after apex to not hit the barrier. So I had to brake for like a long progressive time to not hit into the barrier.
If we just go to turn 3, let's just take a look. So we're past turn 1. This is turn 2, right?
No. This is turn 4 and 5.
Okay, I've gone too soon then.
Yeah.
So I've counted it wrong. I think is this turn 3?
This is turn 3, yeah.
Ah, okay. So of course, yeah, the double hairpins are turn 1 and 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Just go over that again. What was your doubt? You saying?
When I brake for a short period of time, I would either lock up the rear tires and spin out, or I would have to brake again after the apex, because I would get a lot of understeer, and I would be heading right into the barrier.
Yep, it could depend on the kart, but also, yeah, grip through this corner. I mean, how is the grip? Is it quite grippy in this one?
This track is made with asphalt, and then there's 20% extra rubber. So it's really grippy.
Yeah. And what you got to do in those kinds of conditions, I highly recommend you check out my grip versus no grip video. Same track, 2 different times of the year. One time it was completely ruined asphalt, it's very slippery, and the other time it's brand new coat of paint. What I realized is I could easily do the hard threshold braking on the slippery asphalt. When it becomes very grippy, similar to what you guys over here, you have to go for a more progressive brake or almost a trail brake, where you're just smoother on the brakes to slow it down. Otherwise, the moment you hit it too hard, it starts jumping the kart, or it throws you out, and then it's just loses you lap time. You're doing all these corrections and things like that. So just be mindful that corner to corner, and depending on the grip, you will have to change the braking technique. Sometimes it's going to be more progressive, like a trail brake when there's high grip. Less grip or lower speed or corners which you need less braking on, you can maybe just go for that, sharp tap on the brakes.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, it also depends on the kart. Especially today, I had to get the braking right because you really had to brake hard on the brakes. But in turn 3, when I got it right, I could just threshold brake and get the kart rotating easily. But most of the time, I trail brake a tiny bit. But I also think it has something to do with a bit of fear, because it's a long straight and it's a hard braking zone and you don't want to hit the barrier. But in my experience, I've been thrown into the barrier and it doesn't really hurt me with my rib protector as well. So
yeah, sometimes you got to push to find the limits.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I think you found the limits, and now you know, well, if I face that again, maybe I need to be a bit smoother on the brakes. Different things you can try. I think overall, though, just to round off, you're at a level now where you're practicing regularly, you're getting good timings, you're getting lots of personal best timings. Now what you got to do is work on consistency. How can you do this week in, week out, and be as close to your personal best lap, sort of every lap, because that's very important for a race. You can qualify very good, but then if you can't sustain that across whatever 20 laps or however long the race is, then it's going to be very difficult to hold position. And that brings me on to the final thing, which is racecraft. So practicing overtaking and defending. I mean, how does that work in your academy, race academy? Do you do things like that where you can compete against each other?
In Junior 1, it's not that hard to overtake the other drivers, as they on average set time of 1:22. But I think in Junior 2 I will get better practice with my racecraft.
Exactly. I think Hassan can give you.
I can say that Junior 2 got split up to Junior 2 and 3. But when I was in Junior 2, we had a lot of overtaking, as well as the video sent to you. There was also some overtaking in Junior 3, but I think you're gonna practice overtaking way more. And there's also that video if you want to watch it. So, and also you're gonna learn and also practicing starts as well, because in the Grand Prix it's a rolling start and not a standing, so it's a bit more challenging.
Oh,
Right.
So that's something I'm pretty sure you're gonna practice.
all right.
Well, that's
but
yeah.
also, I remember today. I'm not sure which corner it is. It's a high speed left-hander and then a right hairpin after the triple apex.
Yeah, it's after that. It's just
Yeah, I got on the inside of someone today, and he didn't notice I was on the inside, and then he span out and hit the barrier.
There you go. That's all. That's all racecraft. But you're gonna learn that through experience. So don't worry too much about that. Now just get used to driving with faster drivers, and then how the level is going to be there. Because Hassan knows from experience, it's relentless. It's like every lap somebody will either be in front or behind. You're going to either defend or try to pass them, and it's about who can be more consistent and also have the street smart to go for a move or defend fairly. So keep that up, hopefully in Junior 2.
Yep.
We're gonna have to move on to the next driver, Theodore.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining again. Be sure to share some more footage. Yeah, the 16-second, 1 minute 16s. Hassan, was there anything you wanted to go over? I know you joined today's session.
I mean, I really just joined because of Theodore. But I mean, other than, I would just talk about some small things like hand position and lead as well. I don't know if there's time for that.
Let's quickly go over the next drivers. If we have time at the end, then we can hopefully discuss.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
Yep.
We're gonna go to the pin comment again. Just quickly review. We've gone through Marcel. We've gone through Theodore. We're now hopefully going to go to Vian and then Jacob, and hopefully once Raul comes back after his dinner, he can round off for today's session. So Vian, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Hello.
Oh, so
just refresh the page real quick because there's a long video for the track.
Excellent. I was just going to say, I think you found some more footage. Whereabouts is it?
Say again.
Where's the new? Is it a new video you posted or something? Here, right?
Yes.
Is this it?
Yes.
Let me just share the exact one with you. Okay, so this is basically a typical, I guess, so it's an indoor track, but it's in a car park, and that's not unusual. We've seen many submissions on Track Help like this. I think there's been tracks from Germany to Malaysia to South Africa itself. There was somebody who came on and reviewed a track in South Africa just like this. I believe it's in the shopping center. And yeah, he basically just wanted some tips. What are your specific concerns and questions regarding this track, Ian?
Okay, first of all, this is not how fast the cars go in this clip. For some reason, they're going so slow.
Okay.
Anyway, I think what I struggle is because it's so quick, the turns. So like sometimes I lose my racing line on this track. And when I go into top speed at this one straight and to the hairpin here, I just lose my I lose my grip and slide to the side too much.
Gotcha. Hairpins are always difficult for with drivers, just because they're awkward corners, they're very tight, and different corners will feel well, different speeds, different levels of grip, things like that. What I would recommend in a triple hairpin sequence like this, if we can put the full thing on. What's a good thing? Do you have a track map at all of this?
Yes, I do. It's
I think you have it, right? Yeah, we got it over here. Just this. Share entire screen. I mean, it's this will do. Obviously, it's an indoor track, so they can't take a photo from Google Maps.
Yeah.
But it'll do. It's absolutely fine. You're basically talking about hairpin 1 into hairpin 2 into hairpin 3, right?
Yeah.
What you got to understand is when you come into hairpin 1, technically you're carrying a lot of speed before a first braking point. So hairpin 1 is going to be the corner where you need the most braking, I would say, and probably the widest entry. The rule on hairpins is always target, or generally target, a late apex, which is the end of the corner. Late apex over here, late apex over here, late apex over here. So how can we connect those dots? Hairpin 1, we said we want to approach nice and wide and have the most braking. Again, try and, really for the braking, you can afford to go deep into the corner. Reason being, we're trying to hit a slightly later turn in. So on the brakes as you go into the corner, sharp late turn, skip the early apex, skip the middle apex, and end up hitting my blue circle, which is a late apex. If you notice, now we're set up on the left-hand side of the track. What you want to know...
The problem with that is the tires as the barriers and the carts are pretty big, so you can't really take it like that. You have to be a little wider.
Which corner?
Basically, this one with the blue dots, you can't be that close to the barriers because sometimes are farther out.
Yeah, of course. Look, this is a general example. Get as close as you can. Of course, there's going to be certain limits. But the idea is get your braking done for the first hairpin. From hairpin 1 to hairpin 2. So let's draw that in black dots. Hairpin 1, exit of hairpin 1, to the entry of hairpin 2. Realistically, how much speed are you going to build up? Right, it's a short straight, not that much, right? So that means hairpin 2 will require less braking, maybe even a lift. What I would advise is if you can enter this second hairpin nice and wide, you can then aim for a sharp turn in. Sharp turn in, as we discussed earlier in today's session, scrubs a bit of speed off your cart, and also attempt to go for a lift, right? So it's a lift, sharp turn in. So what that's doing is reducing just enough speed for you to rotate the cart and then get smoothly back onto the gas to hit another late apex, right? So notice how there's a dip in speed over here because we braked. There's another dip in speed over here because we lifted. And now from the exit of hairpin 2 to the exit to the entry of hairpin 3, again, realistically, how much speed are you going to build up? Not that much. So you can probably afford to, depends on what works best, either go for a wide, well, I'd actually stick to the wide entry, but then experiment, brake or lift. Regardless of whatever you do, if it's a brake or lift, do that early in the corner, just like you're doing for turn 1, hairpin 1 rather, hairpin 2, and then finally for hairpin 3 over here. Sharp turn in again, lay the power back down smoothly, get close to the barriers, and this time it's important you run the cart nice and wide so you can carry that momentum all the way through this back end of the lap, which is pretty straightforward. It should be as flat out. I'd say if you can look into this, into this 3 corners. First one you brake, second one you can lift, third one you probably lift, then you should be pretty pretty good towards the back end of the lap, which is going to be quite straightforward. Anything else, Vian?
How exactly do you lift?
So the lift is done instantly, right? You're on the gas, you're coming off the gas. Simple, right? The key though is after you lift, it's how you put your foot back on the gas, right? And generally in these kinds of corners, have to be smooth with your throttle application.
Okay. Oh, I thought you meant like lift the cart. I'm sorry.
Lift by lift I mean lift off the gas. Yeah, don't mistake. Don't mistake that.
I was like, why do you? How do you lift that?
Racing terms. Whenever you hear the word lift, it means lift off the gas.
Okay.
Anything else, Vian, before we move on to the next?
No.
Thank you so much for joining once again, and hope to get your feedback once you do some more sessions. Yeah, at your track.
Thank you. I'm gonna go now. All right.
Have a good night. What I'm gonna have to do, guys, is sprint and get this laptop on charge before the YouTube stream ends. So give me just one moment. Okay, so the fact that the energy saving notification came on saved this. Otherwise, I'd have no idea that this laptop would have been low on charge or wasn't plugged in. Let's round off today's session. Let's go back to our pinned comment. And before we do that, actually, again, we had a comment from Time or T1ME. How can I send my karting footage? Well, click the pinned link in the live chat. Let's just see if anyone's requested to join the academy during this live. Nobody has. What you do, click on the link, join for free, send us a request. I'm going to admit you in. As soon as you get admitted into the academy, you get to this landing page. Click on the pinned comment called track help, and then be specific on what footage you want to share. So for example, Theodore, he put a YouTube link and he described this is his Sunday session, and he's shared it like that. Marcel, he put some wet driving footage of him from the week. And we've obviously got Jacob and Raul who've put their videos as well. Yeah. So Time, if that's what you want to do, be sure to go for that. Let's just go ahead and admit Jeremy. What's up, Jeremy? Welcome back. Welcome back to Track Help.
Hello.
How have you been?
I'm good. You?
Very well, thank you. Have you just finished karting?
Yeah, I've just gone back home.
Oh, and where was that you raced? Sandown?
Yep.
Amazing. How was the weather today at Sandown?
Very, very cold.
Very cold. How many degrees are we talking?
Maybe like 6 or 8.
Oh, so is it raining as well?
No, but it was windy as well, so
a cold karting session. 8 degrees is I mean, that's you should have had some thermals on underneath, no? Some warm clothing.
Yeah.
Is there any footage that you wanted to go through for today's session?
Yeah, I have actually.
I'll tell you what, try to upload it. If we have time before we finish today, then let's go through it. Otherwise, I'm afraid we're going to have to save it for next week, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
We've just had a lot of submissions today. We need to keep to our time limit as well. Let's finish off with Jake. Then I'm going to go to Raul. And then if we have time, I'm going to hopefully come to yours, all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Let's just go into the share screen. Jacob, you still there?
Yes.
All right, Jacob. You have got some footage of Is this K1? Sorry, E1, not K1. E1. E1 is the latest attraction for karting in Poland. Is that right? They're very, very popular.
I don't know. I'm just here for holidays, so I don't know really.
Okay. Many people have said the K1 tracks. You got all these races that they do, from endurance to sprint. There's you remember Jacob? Remember Jacob from Poland? We reviewed the track or his footage with you a few months back.
This track?
Yeah, it might have been this track. It was definitely one of the E1. Jacob has the pink gloves, remember? And we were watching his video, and he was explaining to you.
No, I don't remember.
Okay, basically Jacob, he's from Poland, and he was reviewing his footage that day with us. Are you visiting this track? I mean, when are you visiting this track, first of all? Soon?
Thursday.
Soon, yeah. So that's basically in a couple of days' time. How many sessions are you planning to do?
3 8-minute sessions.
Excellent. That's plenty of time to, hopefully go over some.
But what I want to discuss, is that in this tutorial, they are showing like a technique where maybe play the lap with the tips.
Let's go to some specific corners, maybe.
No, from the beginning. Play it from the beginning.
Sure.
Because it shows a technique where they show you to brake, and then we like lifting, then we off the throttle to the apex, and at the apex start to add the throttle. And I think that's a weird thing. So I don't know if it's like a legitimate technique or.
Yeah, honestly, this is one of the fastest times at the track, and it's interesting to understand this driver's thinking and lines. What I believe he's doing is adapting to the high grip situation. Remember earlier today we were discussing about high grip, low grip. It looks like this is a very grippy surface. What he's going for is a progressive brake. So he's applying some brake, slow the kart down. And then the reason he's coasting is not to be too instant on the acceleration. What will happen is on high grip, the moment you put your foot on the gas too quickly, is you get a bit of sliding, the kart gets unsettled, and you just have to be patient. That's the bottom line. Let the initial bit of braking, and if you notice over here, the turning that he's doing, do the slowing down for you. Then what you want to do, as I go ahead to my share screen, is wait for the kart to grip. If you notice, this driver's coasting, so he's no brake, no gas for a period of time. It's a very, very short period. And just as he, as said, gets towards the apex, very, very detailed over here, begin straightening the wheel and smoothly apply the throttle. So once again, he's saying, don't be on off. Don't unsettle the kart. Just be smooth with it. Is it just for turn 1? You're saying he's doing this technique?
No, I think there are more, but like I should do this. So brake and then lift to the apex.
Yep. Let's see what he does over here. Again, this is his interpretation. What I would do is, in your first session out of 3, drive normally as you do, and then start to apply some different techniques. Maybe go for a hard brake. Maybe go for a brake and then a coast, right? You've got plenty of laps to try it. I would do the first session as normal as you do, and then try to apply these different techniques. So what he's doing over here is braking, releasing, and then again waiting for the steering wheel to straighten out to apply the gas. If you notice, again, it's a high grip situation with this track. It looks like, again, based on his steering inputs and how the kart is reacting as well, it's very much planted. It's almost like it's on a train track. It's on rails, right? Sticking to the asphalt over here. So yeah, that's a very, very interesting technique he's using. But again, it'll be worth trying out in the different sessions that you have. Any other questions?
I want like a general question.
Yep.
Like if there's a corner with brake, do I always want to look up the brakes a bit, or do I not want always?
Honestly, it's about it's about your revs. You got to listen to the sound of the engine. What you'll find is on big outdoor tracks, right? Locking up the brake slightly, getting rotation, getting back on the gas. That's an easy way of slowing the car down, keeping your revs high, and exiting quickly. On tight indoor tracks, you've got to be careful that the hard brake doesn't cause too much sliding, number one, and also it doesn't affect the sound of your revs. So play around with that. The more you find yourself sliding, the less aggressive you've got to be on those brakes. Indoor and outdoor tracks, the grip levels vary. Indoor tracks can be too grippy sometimes, yeah, as we've seen on different clips today. So that's where you adjust from an aggressive hard brake to a slightly more progressive or smoother brake, just so you're not jumping with the kart or you're not unsettling it too much.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions?
Maybe if you want to, I can show a video of a second track I'm going to, but
go for it. Did you share a link?
Yeah, I need to find it.
And is this indoor or outdoor?
Indoor.
Okay. Also E1?
No. I don't.
Raul, are you still there? Are you back from dinner?
Yes, I am.
Amazing, amazing. We're gonna come to you next, yeah? Just
okay, perfect.
Just hang in there. We're
No
just
worries.
finishing off with Jacob. Jacob, you managed to find the bit of footage?
Yeah, please give me a bit of time.
You uploading it, or is it like a YouTube link?
No, YouTube link. I'm going there tomorrow.
Awesome.
And as I wrote, I bought a GoPro, so I will have my footage.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, I would love to see that. That's a very, very good investment you've made, getting a GoPro. Now you can use that for analysis and, of course, just for watching your own footage back.
I'm going.
You're not able to find it?
There.
Awesome. Let's just take a look at this. Click open, and then just skip through this. So this is called what's the track name?
I think it's just Go Karting Center Krakow, something like that.
Ah, okay. This looks familiar. Hold on a second. Is this where I think it is? I believe. Oh, maybe not. Maybe. Jacob drives that. No, maybe not. The barriers look very, very, very similar. A track like this is one of the unique tracks for indoor karting. Here's what they do: they run petrol karts, and it looks like, again, a grippy configuration and unforgiving barriers. That's the first thing you want to understand about these kinds of layouts. These inside curbs, or I call them curbs, the indoor curbs. So what you want to avoid is going too close and even bumping the black barrier ever so slightly. The moment you do that, all of your momentum gets affected. So it's all about finding the right accuracy in these corners. Yes, you want to go close, you want to reduce the distance and all, meet the apex point, but be wary, you're only going to what we call the lip of the apex. So if we take this corner as an example, put it in slow motion, Most important thing to note is how these barriers are. So they form in a straight line down, and then you can see the lip at the bottom over here. That's sort of your limit, right? That's the maximum you want to put your tires, if any. Nice reference for this corner, for example, you got the white line to define limits, but avoid going too close or getting too greedy on the curb, and yeah, touching the black at all. If only just the beginning of it. In terms of the configuration then itself, what we've got is a good POV. It looks like one of the quick drivers over here, trying to locate the start line. We've got a fast right-hander, which then goes into, let's click on normal, sharp right-hand hairpin, immediately into a left. So you can say this is a double hairpin of sort. What comes after that is then a fast right, which is, you know, probably a corner which is with confidence, because if you look at the angle of the corner, it becomes tighter as you get close to the apex. On entry, you've got plenty of space over here. Coming towards the remainder part of the lap, brief moment to open up your steering wheel, carry a bit more speed. Fast right, it's a chicane section, left, right, left. And then final couple of corners, a double winding left into a right, and that's a quick lap. So basically, the corners which will probably be tricky are towards the end. Reason I say that, first corner over here, typical hairpin turn. What this driver is going for, wide entry, hard brake. He's targeting a late apex. Notice how he's trying to delay his turn in and hit the latter part of the corner. This gives him better acceleration out the corner. Let's just watch on the right-hand side of the track if there's a lift or tap of the brake at all. I think it's a brief lift, but more importantly, on the exit of the second hairpin or entry of the second hairpin, brief lift, sharp turn-in, just for rotation. So then he can keep the kart going. Notice how he doesn't go all the way back to the outside. He's trying to save the meters, keep the car in the middle of the track. And then he'll enter the corner nice and wide. It's important that you enter it nice and wide. Tap of the brakes for rotation, sharp turn-in, and you'll see mid-corner, he's got that beautiful neutral steer there. So he's on the limit of grip. He's holding neutral steer throughout. One more time. Really, really good example. Sharp turn-in as he applies gas. So this one more time again. Wide entry. Watch his left foot. If any, it might have been a lift, might have been a brake. Sharp turn-in, controlling that oversteer, bringing the steering wheel back to a neutral position. This part of the lap is all about placement of the car. It's high speed. So what you want to do is take the shortest path possible between these corners. So you can draw almost a straight line, stay to the left, back to the right. And now you want to stay right because you need to open up this next corner. Although you want to stay slightly to the right, again, it's not too much where we're going all the way to the barrier. No, just stay towards the middle. Watch the left foot once again. Tap of the brake, sharp turn-in, and he's hugging this section. One more time, it's interesting. He goes close on the first apex. You can see the distance over here. Mid-corner, as the corner is, still winding left, he opens up. You can see he leaves a gap. What this does when you go slightly wide is it allows you to, bring the revs up slightly. And then as the corner ends, he cuts back to the left. Yeah. That will ultimately open up the right-hand corner, which is coming up, which I believe, if you watch his right foot, is all flat. So basically, on entry of this turn, watch his left foot, tap of the brake, and now it's about controlling that gas, open up the corner midway so you can increase the revs, flick the kart back left so you have a wider run for the right. I would say sharp turn-in, lean out to the left over here, transfer weight to those outside tires, and just pin your foot on the gas for what will be a quick lap. Any questions based on that?
Oh, thanks.
I think you'll enjoy this track. It'll be a good warm-up for E1, and it'll be interesting to see the grip levels. Yeah. As I said, the most important thing for you in terms of braking technique is high grip, more progressive brake. Low grip, you can get away with aggressive braking, and generally corners which require less braking, so it's a corner which is not after a long straight, you can be a bit more aggressive on the brakes there for a short but hard period. Yeah. Jacob, let me know how it goes. I'm looking forward to seeing your GoPro footage, because you obviously got your camera now, and hope to catch up in a future session. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining, Jacob. For the remainder of the session, you can stay on the live meet or follow on the live stream. We are going to go over to Raul. And Raul, I'm really looking forward to going over this footage. Just guide me through it.
Okay, so
what should we do first?
Wait, let me open the page again because I closed it. Okay, so the first one from left to right. The first one is the oldest footage. Okay. It's from, if I remember, the last race of the second last race from December. The start of December, the track had, if I remember correctly, Mecha tires on the rear and the Comet tires on the front. So similar compound, I'd say, and it was pretty balanced on the understeer side, but it was pretty balanced.
Yeah.
Then the second on board is the second oldest, and it is it has different tires. It has tires used from the Rotax Championship, so from two-stroke karts.
Wow.
So a softer compound, maybe if I remember correctly, 1 second faster or so. But the issue that I find with those tires is that they jump too much. They make the car jump too much.
Too much grip, maybe?
Yeah, too much grip on the front. If you want, I have even the onboard from my friend, which he raced a Rotax kart, and he has a way to neutralize this jumping and also be faster. Like this corner you're seeing now, he wants to make the kart slide by going full throttle sometimes, or like making the kart slide in every way possible. So that way you're going to neutralize the steering, let's say. You're going to neutralize the front grip. So you're not using the front tires to steer, but you're using a reaction of the car to steer. Let's say. Yeah, even in this corner, with the other tires, you're going to see it's going to jump a lot.
And we'll just bring that comparison up. That's the second video, right?
Oops, the last video.
Christmas
from left to right. Yeah, that is from the race, and
this is the Rotax Max tires you're putting.
Yeah,
that is amazing. Reason I'm fascinated because I've never tried that in rental karts. Which tires is it again? Whoa.
The first ones, like the front ones. If I remember,
Vega,
yeah, I think Vega or no, Mojo.
Mojo. Oh wow, that's amazing. And the rear?
And the rear Comet still. So same tires on the rear.
Okay. That's
you're going to see much more rotation.
Braking
a lot later. This corner is practically impossible on these tires because you jump all over the place. So, and also the inside rear tire lifts about if you if you're tired, you're going to lift the tire maybe 3-4 centimeters.
Wow! So you can clearly see the tire coming up. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is really fascinating to me because I've never seen a track who allow, number one, different tires and using all sorts. You do mention this is so there's a sprint race, then there was an endurance race. So how does it work? Are you part of the league there, or?
There's like an organization that makes monthly some races, an endurance race, a sort of Ironman that lasts from 30 minutes to 90 minutes.
Excellent.
And a Formula race, which tries to replicate the Formula 1 weekend with Q1, Q2, Q3, and if I remember correctly, 120 laps, maybe something like that.
Wow. In a kart, right?
Yes.
So one driver or?
One driver, but in a team. So
correct.
Almost an endurance race, but shorter.
And I'm just bringing up the track whilst you talk. Yeah, go for it. This is it, right?
Yes.
Amazing.
You're going to see even some places there that I put.
This is your comments, yeah?
Yeah.
If you can go ahead and translate. So this is Alessandro. Alessandro's in the track. What's up, Alessandro? He's saying that must be your friend, yeah?
Yes, he is the friend I was talking you before. That he
this is his apex.
He raced Rotax. Yeah, because he really takes a late apex. So I was kind of joking with it, and that is the end of my formation lap, because sometimes like last year I used to spin on the formation lap. And if you zoom on the bottom left corner,
here, this one?
No, the violet, yeah,
this one.
That is called the breaking point of Matteo Infanti, which is another friend of mine. And and you can see from one of my own boards on my YouTube that in this video he wants to overtake me on the inside while he's wet, and he goes flying all over the track. So I joked about it.
No, I love that. On Google Maps you can do all sorts, and yeah, it's part of your race. These are the moments you capture actually. What is the best clip from the three that you've shared?
Probably the most representative one, I think. Like the one in which I try my hardest to drive these tires correctly is the middle one. It's from today, and I try to I try to take some different approaches to the last corner mainly.
Okay. So just talk me through before we go to that. How long have you been karting for? I see you've got your own equipment. Your lines are very good. You seem very experienced. That's for sure.
I've been karting for 3 years, but I think the thing that like the factor that made me good, let's say, are maybe the people that I've been with.
Alessandro saying he has the track record. Maybe he was assisting you as well when you started.
Yes, the track record from the race you saw earlier, the sprint race you saw earlier.
Awesome.
He did a 37.3, if I remember correctly, while I did a 37.6.
And how often do you drive here?
Maybe in races I drive there monthly.
Yep.
And while free practice, maybe one time every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Something like that.
And you've been doing that regularly over basically 3 years. How has your timings and all improved? Where did you start and where are you currently?
When I started, they used different cards. They used Viper cards. I don't remember the brand, but they were 270 cc's with all Mojo tires, and now they're using Sodi 390s, which you can see it's pretty overpowered for the for the track, but they like it, so why not?
Which part of Italy is this? You're saying it's near Rome?
Yeah, it's near Rome. It's let's say a bit outside of Rome, in
So that's
Lazio region.
That's far from basically, the World Championship tracks like Sano, for example.
Yeah, it's far from Sano, from Lonato, or Ottobiano, whatever.
But is this I mean, you said they run road taxi. Do they also do big races at this track? For this area in Italy?
In this area near Rome, I don't really know. But to be honest, if they still run two-stroke championships or what, but to say, okay, no, let me make the sentence correctly. Near the center of Italy, there is almost no racing. Let's say the most of karting you'll do on the northern part. So you have to, let's say, be happy with what you have.
Yeah. And there's support though for rental cars. That's the main thing. What you guys are driving, you're saying the sprint races, endurance races as well. Is that every month that they do this?
Yeah.
Excellent. And do you try to do a team then for endurance? Is it the same team you do, or you alternate?
I do endurance races with the same team. This
Nice.
one on the right is the oldest member, let's say. He's 42, but he's on par with us with lap time.
Wow.
So impressive.
How are the karts though? Are they very different, or they?
No, they let's say frequently touched or
maintained.
Maintained by a mechanic who has been in the racing industry for 20 or 30 years during the times of Daniel Kvyat in karting. So
wow. Yeah.
So he's pretty experienced.
And he takes pride in his work. He makes sure everything is up to standard. And I guess in your race you have a minimum weight.
Yeah, minimum weight of 85. So I have to put in 10 kilos.
Okay, 85 is always too much. 75 they should make it.
No, for me it's okay. I tried one time in another track. I tried the difference between 85 and technically the difference between 80 and 95 kilos. And I found it quite difficult to drive because you have all the weight on the left and the engine, let's say, because it's mounted on the
right
corner
side
of the kart.
Corner. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, on the corner of the kart. So it's quite strange balance you find with all of that weight. Matteo can relate with that because he weighs 50 kilos and every race he has to put in 30 or so kilos. And he always tells me it's hard to race.
Is it the left-hand corners? There's lots of wonders here. You turn and it's just, I know from experience. But honestly, that's kart. Yeah, kart it'll depend. So the track I race at, we have the Birellat karts, and with Birel the ballast weight holder is very close to the seat, and it's sort of towards the corner. Not exactly, but kind of. I guess in the Sodi you're driving, you can see it right just below you on the left. It's slightly it's away, and I mean compared to the engine, it'll affect the balance somewhat. And unfortunately, the more weight you add, it just becomes difficult to drive. I think. Have you tried? I don't know, putting weight in your seat. Do they allow that? Like a seat insert, you put some lead, and then, or you only use the.
Yeah,
lead
they
motor?
allow that, but
Okay.
let's say it's expensive to buy lead to put in
Yeah,
the.
correct.
So I never tried it myself, but
That helps to an
probably
extent, yeah. But if you're just putting 10 kilos, that's like the limit. Like 10 kilos, okay, you can afford it. Okay, no problem. 10 kilos, you put it in the holder. Anything 15, 20, 25, then it becomes a lot, and it takes a
yeah.
lot of skill to get used to driving with that weight on that side. I know some tracks are very strict. They don't allow this weight
I
inside the
didn't
seat.
know that.
Yeah, it'll be worth checking out for sure. So what are your plans for is it the new year? It's a new season coming up. Has your season just finished now?
Yeah, technically yes. My season of races has finished, but I try to keep myself trained. Let's say.
Exactly. Well, you keep it up. Yeah, the training is
Yeah.
is the most important thing. So you're just ready for the races which are to come. And I'm really pleased you shared this bit of footage, and it'll be worth coming back to more clips, hopefully in the new year. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I?
Any questions? Yes, please.
Yeah. Can I ask 2 questions on the onboards?
Go for it. The same one, right? Same one.
Yeah.
Let's. Which time do you want to go to in the video?
I'll see the stream. Yeah, I think it's okay on in the middle of the
At the
video.
middle, yeah.
Okay, so this corner, the one you're seeing with the blue and white thing there, how is it called? The
Curve.
yeah, with the curb. I'm trying to avoid taking the curb on the earlier part of the corner, because in the race, in the Christmas race you've seen, sometimes the cart hops if you take it on the earlier part. Meanwhile, and I'll I tighten the corner on the outside to have a better I think to have better entry on the other corner. This corner was the most critical one. You can see the cart is starting to hop, and I don't really know what to do.
Mid corner over here. So for the left-hand corner, I'm just trying to see your footwork. Is it a tap of the
Flat
brake
out,
or lift only?
It's trail braking till like the middle of the corner.
Okay, yep, I can see. Look, you've just released there. Then you're slowly getting on gas as you.
Yeah, I'm
over here.
I'm on the gas now.
Yep.
Like 30-40%.
Yep. And then for
now
this corner, boom.
Then I'm trying to no, I'm just lifting.
You're just lifting, okay, right.
Because with the other tires, you just had to keep the gas between like 20-30%, something like that, and it will be fine. Here I'm starting to hop, and I don't know what to do.
I think the hopping is coming from the actual track surface. If you look, it's there's a dip over here, and then it starts to go up the track. I don't know how it's in real life. Is there this bump?
No, it's pretty flat.
Okay.
The bumpy part is the curb on the inside, the cement part.
Yep. And then as you come out, you're saying there's a bit of hopping.
There, I don't know.
So hopping is a couple of reasons. It could be sometimes too much grip or too much speed. What we're seeing, like on this occasion, it's I wouldn't say it's too much. Maybe another clip we can check over. Is it this corner?
No.
No. Before.
Yeah.
I'm getting confused. Yeah, this one. Yeah. See here, look, you get a lot more, and especially in slow motion, you can see. I can understand what you'll be feeling. It's just the car just keeps jumping, and it's yeah. And it's interesting because this time, if you watch your right foot, you went for a big lift. Then as you put the gas down, Yeah, there's hopping through there. Are you using any weights in this session?
Yeah, 10 kilos.
Interesting, yeah. Because I'd expect like the 10 kilos on the left side, maybe to give you a bit more grip on the outside and easier to turn on right-hand corners. That could be a reason why. I would just say, how about a tap on the brake? Have you ever tried that, or is that too much?
I haven't tried the top of the brake because I found it that
Too
you're
slow.
going to be too slow.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, other than that, what about leaning? Are you leaning at all in this corner as you?
No.
Okay.
No leaning. The thing that I wanted to try in this session was from the advice from Alessandro. He said that you have to, let's say, make the kart slide again to make it let's say neutral. To neutralize the front grip, so you can see I have a big input.
Yep.
I have big input on the steering on the first part, so I try to make the car slide, but it doesn't work that much.
And I can understand what Alessandro was talking about. It's this feeling you got to try to attain. Yep. Initially, you have to be aggressive. You have to get the kart to slide a little, and once it starts going, then you have to get it. You have to catch the kart, similar to what you're doing over here. What happens is if you turn in a bit too early or you don't slide it enough, then you have corrections where you have to then rotate back to the right and then try and bring it back. Let's watch some other laps. So it's basically only this session, right? You were trying this.
Then I have other two questions for two other corners.
We're going to come to that. Let me just watch one more time. This looks a lot better. I mean, there's somebody in front, so you are a bit slower through there. You have to back up a bit. Let's watch one more time. Just over here. Oh, I think this was your back.
Yeah.
Yeah. For that corner, I'd say it's about timing. Yeah. Of the turn in, and then of course trying to catch that slide, but definitely try to get the kart to rotate early, and then control it with the gas. How are you with the acceleration in that corner? Is it instant, or are you smoothly going on?
I tried both things. I tried instant just after I let's say got off from the concrete curb.
Yeah.
And gradual just before the apex. But using it before the apex makes it up. So, but if you use it instantly after the apex, it hops a bit, but I think it's slower. I have to see the GoPro data still, because I am using a race chrono also to see what I'm trying to understand what is better.
If you wanted to if you wanted to slide a bit more, getting on the gas quicker can help, but then you got to control that hopping after. That's the only thing. So I'd just say keep trying new things. Yeah.
Okay.
Which other corners are we gonna go to before we round up?
Maybe two corners after.
Yep. So this corner?
No, not this one. Yeah, this one, which is a fast chicane. So you can say don't use all of the track because it's rubbered more on the inside than the outside.
Yep. Okay.
Braking?
So tap of the brake?
Yeah, in this session I tried to brake before to make the car settle because it's a bit bumpy.
Nice.
Then I tried to get on the gas as soon as possible. Maybe there.
I can see that one more time.
But you can see the car tops and also understeers a lot, and I almost get into the barrier.
And you're losing, and then it just looks bumpy over here though, over these two curbs. What do you feel in real life?
This one is not bumpy. The lighter part, you can see the darker part near the barrier. There is a big hop, but it doesn't make you lose a lot.
Yeah, it's like
there is the line, so you have to take it.
This corner, I think it simply just comes down to how quickly you can rotate the kart. So if you're tapping the brake, maybe have you tried being more aggressive, hard on the brakes to get some locking on the rear?
Yeah, I tried. I don't know the lap, but I probably can find it quickly. If we have time, I don't want to steal time from the other other people.
We're whizzing through. We're gonna have to round off with yours for today because we've already come to the time limit today. Don't worry though. I do want to look at these two corners that you're going over. This is another example. Yeah, this is a nice one where you're on the brakes, you're turning sharply, and then mid corner, bit of oversteer. Huh? Was that from putting the gas on? I think it was.
Let me see it because it was on YouTube.
Over here. So you release, then you're putting some gas, and then you're just having to catch the kart. Interesting. Let's watch another lap, maybe. I'm trying to get familiar with this layout. Okay, here we go. This is going to be one.
There is one time that I'm...
Yep, this looks smoother. More control this time. I think here, two things on this lap. You were firm with the brakes, and then the steering input was sharp. And what happens is, already before this apex, look at that, you're feeding the gas already. So this was a very early brake and rotation, brake and turn. One more time, left foot, boom. You're braking, I'd say much early. What that does is get the rotation done early in the corner. So now, one or two frames later, you're feeding the gas and your steering wheel, you're counter steering back to a neutral position. So that could be the trick where you go for almost a slow and fast out. It's a hard brake early on, and then get back on gas quickly for the rest. So
do you mean a hard brake to slow down or not brake to lock and
more for rotation, and it's a short hard brake because it's a fast corner, right? So again, over here, this looks good. What you're doing is early, remember? So you're sacrificing a bit of time, but then you gain it back because you're smooth on the exit, and you're crucially back on the gas like that.
Yeah. Then the last corner that I want to ask you about is the last one that you can see. I don't use all the track because the outside is the bumpiest part of all of the track. And I saw from the telemetry that doing this line doesn't make you lose that much.
Yeah, interesting.
Because if you take the outside line that you can see maybe in the I don't think I use it in this video that much, maybe 2 or 3 laps, but in the race video I use it more. And
let's go to that actually. And you found that was better for you?
That was better because if you take the inside line, you're not going to the bumps, so you don't let's say compromise your entry with the bumps, and also a bit your exit. You can see now it's going to start to up a lot because you lift the inside tire.
True. Let's go to another
there is
lap.
a very good example on the quali, but
is that early in this footage, or no, you don't have it?
No, this is only the race. But if you want to get into the quali on board, where it's going to be super bad, lots of slower. But
you didn't upload that footage though, did you? The quali. No. Okay.
If you want to
use an
find it on the channel.
Yeah. Just guide me.
It's going to call Christel Village Xmas Sprint Quali, the one on the top right.
Oh yeah, of course. Specific time on this video? You'd say?
No, maybe the middle still.
Middle, yeah. Sounds about right. Yep. So
I just say the middle because that is where I think.
Yeah, here you're going nice and wide. Way, yep, you can see. That's the hopping there.
It hops all over the corner.
Is it this crack in the track somewhere here?
Yeah, there are a lot of bumps. Like if you see earlier in the video.
Yeah.
5 seconds before.
Oh, sorry.
No. I mean,
I went too much.
yeah. If you see earlier in the corner, you can see where the light reflects, and you can see the bumps I'm talking about. No, further,
Here?
further on your cursor.
Somewhere
Yeah,
here?
there.
Yeah,
Those bumps.
Gotcha.
You can see how the light reflects, and
Oh,
those
yeah.
are big bumps because of the trees.
That makes sense now. So it's a risk reward. Do you take the bumps and have a wider line, or as you said, in the middle? What happens in the middle though? You have to brake more and turn more?
In the middle, I found out that you can brake probably on the same point as the outside, because you have no bumps, so it's smoother the track, so you don't have to take, let's say, these how can I say, the issue of the bumps. There you can see I don't apply that much of brake pressure, because I try to lock the brake to make it with the natural steering, but it doesn't work that much. It works just on the middle of the corner. With the other tires, it was much easier.
And
I
the
told the
braking,
mechanic to change the tires again.
Okay. The braking point is just here at the start of the curve. I was going to say, let's just watch another lap in quali.
Meanwhile, I tried braking on the inside today because it has no bumps, so I wanted to see if it was that different. And
what was your feedback?
I think it was better. The lap times were slower because today I think the track was colder, and maybe the tires were a bit worn. Even if they have 2 weeks of use, I think they're they are let's say half a second slower.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. The mojos you're using is the yellow ones or the red?
I think the yellow ones.
Yeah. Those you're using proper, and that's what you use over here on this car? Yeah, those are
you can see on some tires.
on
you can see on some tires, like not in the video, but in some tires, you can see written on the wall of the tire, RMC, or maybe KF, which means Rotax Max Championship, or KF, which is another division for two-stroke cars. So it's
that's what I'm saying. It's a shock to me. I would never, because on my cart I do Rotax Senior. I'm running Mojo Yellow, so I can't believe
the same tires.
Yeah, I know the feeling, and especially when the tire wear is bad, and to see it on a Sodi is fascinating. It's interesting the line over here you're taking. Again, a lot tighter but less bumps. And I don't know. I do think for this corner it'll be good to do a comparison. You know what you could have done is one session wide, one session tight on the same day. I don't know if you tried that.
Take the second video, because I named 2 videos: training 1 and training 2. The training 2 was the faster session.
And was this with one line in the hairpin, or you were trying 2 different lines?
No, one line.
Okay. And in
the first video, I tried
training
both.
1?
In training 1, I tried 2 lines.
Yep.
But let's say I tried 2 lines, but not in every lap. The outside line in maybe 3 laps or so.
Yeah, you see, it's good that you're doing the you're doing lots of sessions. Number one, what I would do then is dedicate one session. And how many laps do you do? Like
it's 15 minutes, so
25?
maybe 19 laps.
19 laps. Okay.
I remember.
So literally 19 laps, do one line, and then the hairpin and everything else in the track, same line. In the second session, only change the line in the hairpin, whether it's tighter or wider, and then just see the difference, right? If you can do that on the same day, same kart as well, you know, okay, maybe in the second session the track is a bit warmer, or the tires are maybe warmed up better, but leave that out of it and just see the difference. That's the best way. By looking at it, honestly, I don't know. I think taking the tighter line might just be slowing you down, right? Just because of the amount of braking and turning you'll have to do. Wider line, you can take the bumps, no problem. But if you can control the kart, keep the speed high, control that sliding, because I know over the bumps you're going to get sliding. If you can control that, and that's, you know, manageable, I think that's still going to be faster than taking a tighter line like this. But it's down to the data to prove that right or wrong. You're going to have to do 2 sessions, I think, 1 wide, 1 tight, and then, you know, come back to me on that.
Okay, I'll try.
Alessandro saying it's the red ones that you're using. Red is basically junior tires. So I'm not sure what this exact, you know, differences are on that. But
I don't know.
Regardless, you're using Rotax tires on rental karts, which is amazing. And
I thought those were the yellows.
Honestly, I really enjoyed discussing this track with you. It's called, is it Christel Village?
Yes.
Christel Village. If I ever come to Italy, I do want to try this track out, just to try rental karts with Rotax tires.
Then we'll wait for you, and we'll ask the mechanic to bring those back, because I think he's going to take them off at the start of the year, because they're going to start the endurance races again. So they don't want to use those tires. They're going to use again the Comet and the Mecha tires.
Yeah. Well, these wear very quickly, and it's a big thing. I mean, at the end of the day, in Rotax Championship, the fresher tires you have, the bigger advantage is.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely these tires wear. Was there anything else before we round off for today's session, Ro?
No, I don't think so. I asked you everything I wanted to know for today.
Keep up the practice. Keep the videos coming in. I see you're uploading all of your training sessions. And in future sessions, if there's anything else you want to discuss like we did today, be sure to bring that on. And also your friends as well. As Alessandro in the chat, it's nice to hear your feedback. Would love to have you come on sometime, speaking about maybe your experience in the rental versus the owner karts as well.
Okay, I'll try to bring them here next time.
Absolutely. Well, you guys know exactly how to join as we round up for today. Let's just cover all of today's submissions. Unfortunately, Jeremy, we did extend for time, so we're going to review yours next week, not to worry. We went through Marcel's footage, we went through Vian's questions, we went through Theodore's footage, we went through Jacob's footage, we went through Shabti's footage, and then finally with Raul. If you guys want to join, the Academy is free to join. Use the pin link in the description or the live chat. Send a request. I'm going to admit you in. And then just like all these drivers did today, put a link to your footage and specify if you're joining the Sunday or the Saturday session. We got Saturday morning, which is going to be 6 a.m. GMT. That's suitable for East Asia viewers. If you're based in Malaysia, Indonesia, India, this is more suitable for you. On Sunday, which is what we're doing now, 6 p.m. GMT, that's suitable for the European and US viewers. Links over here to join the sessions are obviously as follows. And we hope to see you all next week on Saturday morning. But until then, guys, it's been a pleasure. Take care, bro. Have a good night. Goodbye.
The same. Goodbye.
Yeah. See you.